What's up, YouTube? George's Silver Hunter back, and today we are doing a full box penny hunt and album fill. Picked up this box recently from my local Wells Fargo, and I'm excited to jump into it, as I've already opened the box, and we definitely have these. Probably two rolls don't show it, but I've checked these, and we do have some copper enders. There we go. We've got some copper enders. We've got some good mixed rolls in here, so I'm looking forward to jumping in here and hopefully finding a bunch of wheat pennies and a bunch of varieties. So with that said, let's jump into it. So if you are new to coin roll hunting, especially pennies, two things I wanted to call out here really quickly that are a must-have when you hunt pennies are some sort of digital scale that does down at least to a tenths in the grams, and some kind of loop or magnifying glass, or I use this digital pluggable scope from Amazon. Both of these things can be found as an Amazon affiliate link in my description down below. So if you want to get into coin roll hunting, pennies is a great way to get started. Something else that I have a document in my description down below that has all these listed out, but it's more of a list. I tend to lean on this document that I got from Jinx Brothers that he posted a long time ago on his channel, but this is another great resource that I use for the varieties that I look for 59 through 2015. And the document I have in the description will cover all the way back into the wheat pennies and maybe even earlier. So if you need any of that stuff, feel free, use my Amazon link, download my document so you know what you're getting into, and hopefully you too can start hunting some pennies. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into our first roll. A little bit of weighing education here. 128.3 grams means we probably have some coppers in here. Typically, a roll of pennies is going to weigh about 126 grams. So we know we're going to have at least a little bit of copper in there. Hopefully, that copper turns into some wheat penny finds. And you can tell usually your copper pretty quickly by just the color once you get used to looking for it. Now you can't discount the shiny stuff because from time to time you will get some copper stunners that are still red and still in fairly uncirculated condition. And that was a terrible unwrap job there. But let's just spread these out and see if we can find some wheat pennies really quickly. Just for you guys here on camera, and then I'll hunt these off camera, and I'll bring you in as I find interesting things. So none of that appears to be wheat pennies, so let me hunt these. I'll keep going through rolls until we find something interesting and bring you in. We'll talk all about it. So we cracked into roll number 2, and we're about halfway through the roll, and we have our very first wheat penny. It's a 1957. Definitely brown condition, a little bit worn, but actually still pretty good details on it. But I'll take it. First wheatie of the box in roll number 2. Hopefully a good sign of things to come. We're on roll number 7, and we have found another wheat penny. So if I can get this to focus, we have what appears to be a 1950 San Francisco. Look at that. It's a little worse for wear, but it's a 1950. We're on roll number 9, and I've come across something I have never gotten before, and it looks Mexican. Or maybe Panamanian. No, it's Panamanian. República de Panama, un centésimo de Balboa. So I have a Balboa penny, and that looks like maybe a 2000. It is in horrible shape, but I have never found a Balboa penny. I had a Balboa quarter for the first time just the other day. This will make our first Balboa penny. We're on roll 18, and I think I have found something that I haven't found in a long time, and it may be my first one of this particular year. But I pulled a 99, and I went ahead and I found another 99 so we could compare them under the scope. But I think I found a 1999 wide AM. So here's our scope. Let's see here. I can't remember which one is which. So I believe this one is a close AM. If you have a look, that A and that M are nearly touching. That is what most 99s look like. 98, 99, and 2000. That's what most of them look like. There is a variety, though, that is a wide AM. And if you look at the two comparatively, these two are much, much further apart. They're not nearly touching one another. I'll see if I can get these stacked so you can see them at the same time. Okay, well there we go. I got them both pulled up on the same frame here. And I think the top one is a wide AM 1999. And I'll flip that bottom one over just to show you the date. So you know I'm not cheating here. And there it is, a 1999. And I did pull up the wide AM on PCGS just to see if we could get a look at theirs. Let's see how far apart that is. I think mine looks a lot like that. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're on roll 24, and I think I may have just found the oldest wheat penny that I have found in a long, long time, and it's probably going to end up being a book filler. At least I hope it is. It is a 1936. Usually they stop around in the 40s for me, but this one's not in great shape, but you know what? It'll look just fine in the book. I've got a couple of other odds and ends that I've thrown up here. We'll go through them in the wrap-up. Nothing too exciting. And I do have a whole bunch of copper that I've been setting aside as we go. We'll cover that in the wrap-up as well. Down here to the end of roll 29, and we got to the very, very end of the roll, and we've got our next wheat penny. It's a little beat up, but it is a 1946 San Francisco. So we cracked into roll 30, and we're about halfway through it, and we have our next wheat penny. This is number 4 or 5 on this box. Not in great shape, but it is a 1945S. We'll throw it up there with the rest of our wheat pennies. We're on roll 32, and we have our first foreign of the find, and it may be one of my older foreigns that I've ever found. Looks Canadian. I believe, actually not looks Canadian, it is Canadian. It's a King George, and I've actually already seen the back. That's how I know it's my oldest one. But it is a 1945. This thing's 98% copper. Still in pretty darn good condition considering it is from 1945. So we just opened roll 41 and we have found another wheat penny. This one came up forward facing. We have a 1958 Denver. It was the last year that they made wheat pennies. I think there is an error on the 59 with a wheat penny reverse that's pretty valuable. Obviously never found one of those, but that's 6 wheat pennies on the box. We are getting down here to the end. 5 rolls from the end, we have another wheat penny. This one was reverse facing and really well worn. Hopefully it's an early one. Let's see. 1944. I think I get a lot of these. But this one's definitely seen some better days. Okay, so we're bringing you in for the wrap-up, and we're going to show off what we are going to find to fill the book or upgrade. There's quite a number of finds in today's hunt, so we're going to go through them all here real quick, and then we'll dive in here. Starting over here on the left, we had our King George Canadian penny, 1945. That's pretty cool. That's a really old copper Canadian penny. We did have this 2000 Panamanian Balboa. I've never found a Balboa cent before. It's in terrible condition, but still a really cool find. I showed these off earlier in the video. I kept the 2 that I showed you aside. One is a 98, unfortunately. One is a 99, but just to show the difference between the close AM and the wide AM. I guess I'll do it again here for you. This is the 99, which I believe is a wide AM. Let me get it under there just so. And if we look at that picture, you can see just how far away that A is from that M. And if I bring that 98 over here that I just had and we slide it under here to show you that one, you can see that the letters are almost kissing. So I believe I have a 99. And there's the year, if I can get it in there. I believe I have a 99 wide AM in this find, which is pretty cool. We did finally get a hold of some older wheat pennies. We have this 1936, which will be an upgrade for the book. I don't remember all these, but we'll get in and show you. There's a 44, which I don't, it's not even, I'm sorry, the 36 isn't an upgrade, it's a filler. The 44 is not an upgrade. The 45S, I believe, is going to be a new one. The 46S will be new. And the rest of these, this 50S may be a book filler as well. But then the 57 and the 58, I believe, are going to be duplicates. We did pull 3 other pennies from the 75 and up. These are all going to be upgrades in the book, 75D, 91, and 2000. I had a few more that I'd pulled aside, but I've already checked them and thrown them out because they weren't going to be upgrades. We did find all 4 variations of the commemorative pennies that came out in 2009. A lot of people collect them because it was very low mintage year. This 2009 formative years does have a DDR, I almost said DDO there, but a DDR that shows up on the hand. There's like an extra thumb in there, and none of these had the DDR. But we did get the early childhood, formative years, professional life, and the Capitol Dome. So all 4 designs. Unfortunately, none of them are upgrades for the book, but that's okay. I'll pitch these back because I have a bunch of these in rolls from the bank, so we'll leave that be. With that said, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the books here. This is 75 through 2013, and let me back out here. This book is completely full, I think, except for 1 penny, which is one of the commemorative years. It's the 2009 early childhood that we're missing, and I'm sure I found one. I just forgot to pull it. I need to write down, I've got a couple of years that I'm sure could get upgrades, but I'm really only for these years pulling stuff that's like super shiny and nice, and because I'm not paying attention to the years, I'm not specifically hunting for upgrades, but I'm sure those would all be upgrades. Maybe my next box I'll create a little list. But this book is completely full, except for that one coin, so let's get that one out of the way. Going back from there, we have our 41 to 74, and like I said, I'll pop these in later, but those are, in fact, upgrades. I think all 3 of those belong in the book that I just put away. But this book includes a lot of the wheat pennies. So we're starting at 41, and if you recall, wheat pennies go all the way up to 58. So I've got a lot of holes in this book for wheat pennies to fill. And as I said, I did have a 45S, which is, where is it? The 45S, right there. Book filler. We love punching these things in. 46S. Boom. Book filler. We had a I think that's a 1950S. Let's zoom in a little bit just to be sure. Yep, 1950S. Right on down here at 118.5 million. Boom, book filler. I think the rest of these, yeah, the 57 and the 58 we've already got. And if I come down here, you'll see we have the 57. That might be an upgrade for that 57. And the 58D we've already got in there as well. So nothing else in this book. I'll double check that 57. If it's a book upgrade, I'll go ahead and pop it in. Let me zoom back out here. I'm probably making you guys a little sick. And last but not least, this is the earliest book. This is 1909 to 1940. And if you've been following my penny videos, I am missing a ton. Come here, paper. I'm missing a ton of coins from this book. So pretty much anything 1940 and earlier, you can count on it being an upgrade. And here is my 1936. And where is that? 35, 36. There it goes. It's going to find a new home right there in our book. Very excited. This was a cool hunt. I'm glad I got to fill a couple of spots in my albums. I know I have a long way to go. But this is pretty typical for a box for me, only finding, 5 to maybe 10 wheat pennies. So I guess the last thing I'll leave you with is this is the cup of copper that we found. Rather than weigh it this time, I've actually threw it through my coin counter machine, which I did a review of earlier that I got at Sam's Club. It's like a 4, I can't even remember. It's got 4 rows of coins, and there's 4 tubes in each roll. So it actually rolls coins really, really well. I sent it through there just to count these. I had $3.19 outside of the copper that may still be here on the table, which I've not included. And I'll throw up what that copper value is worth here on the screen, because we know each one of these copper pennies is 2 to 3 times its actual face value in copper. So very excited to have so much copper from that from that hunt. It ended up being almost 6.5 rolls of copper. So very, very cool. With that said, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I was very excited to get so many coins. I hope you like this penny hunt. I'm going to try to continue to do a couple of these a month and hopefully get those books filled. If you did like this video, please consider dropping down and clicking on that like button. While you're down there, if you're not already a subscriber, click on that subscribe button, then click on that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments down below. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.